Hello. So now we're moving on to part 3 of Lazy Fuse Productions. So let's get started. So part 3. 03 event driven programming. Okay. Wait. Okay. Let's get started. Event-driven programming. So this again, of course, is based on the Lazy Fuse tutorial on SDL. Which I have open on a separate screen. So I'm just going to make sure I have tweets. Just want to make sure that we have all the code ready to move over. Okay. So what are we trying to do here? Okay. So besides just putting images on the screen, we want to handle input. So the goal of this part of the tutorial is to handle input. Okay. Again, what I want to do here is help people look at the tutorial and move towards nim. I'm not here to replicate the tutorial. There's no point in doing that. In fact, it's probably detrimental. I do recommend you read the C++ code alongside with the nim code that I'm showing. Now, the key part of it, and I'm just reading along at the same time as doing this kind of work, so let's read it together. So the key part of it is what we need to do is we want to handle particular events that we click on. So for example, right now, we just have, if I'm just guessing where this tutorial is going, again, I haven't read it, our game just closes after, say, 5 seconds. But what we actually want to happen is we want to respond to a user input. So we want to keep running this application until the user presses a particular key or does something within the game. Right. So as it says here. The actual solution is just to have a while loop and then keep polling until an event happens, and when an event happens, then we quit. So this could be, as it's shown here, joystick button, a mouse motion event, or a keyboard event. And then it will store the events or the orders are waiting for them to process. And then what it does is it takes the most recent event and put it on the data from the event from SDL_event and pass it into the function. Okay, and then we'll just keep taking events off the queue until it is empty. When it is empty, it will return 0. So when this piece of code does is keep pulling events off the event queue until it's empty. If an event from the event queue is an SDL quit event, then we'll set the quit flag to true so we can exit the application. Okay, apply image, apply surface. Okay, so let's have a read of what this source code is doing. Well, first things first, let's actually, I'm gonna have to copy and paste the make file again. let's try to compile the actual example, and so that we know what the expected behavior should be. Let's let this run. Alright, so let's make all. Okay, so we need to go back and do the Linux kind of modifications. Make all and then run. Xblimp, and that's probably because I changed the particular folder locations. All right. Oops. Make all and run. X out of the window. Okay, so I guess if I press X, then it'll quit. Okay, so now we know what this thing is doing. Let's go and have a look. Okay, let's close this. Oh, that was very laggy. All right, let's have a go. X out. Again, we're going to start off with taking the skeleton and working with it, but this time maybe I'll take the one that I did in the first part rather than the default skeleton, because it's probably closer. Okay. So this is of tutorial 3. Okay. Or maybe I should use the most recent tutorial actually. Probably a better idea. Because things are somewhat constructed in a more modular way. Okay, let's get started. Event driven, so we have a init, load media, close, which is very similar to what we had before, which is good. So we have again, see G window, G screen surface, GX out, which is new. So let's create the GX out. Again, this is a surface. Yeah, so this is the image we will load and show on screen. Okay, so we have the screen height and dimensions here. It should be like let rather than var, but let's leave it alone for now. All right, let's get started. Okay. So init, it creates a window and gets the window surface. So that's exactly the same. You can ignore that. Let's look at load media. This time we want to load x.bitmap, and this is g out. That's the same as well. Okay, close. So close is a similar kind of thing. I don't think there's anything different here besides the free surface, which is new. I think maybe let's do a destroy. out. Okay. And we can quit. Maybe we can quit. Let's try. So should this be quit, I think. So let's have a look at what the main function looks like in this particular case. All right, load media, and then we have this main loop flag. So quit equals false. I think I want to call it something else like is quit or do quit, simply because there's already a procedure called quit. The event handler, so SDL event E. So we need a way to handle this. Okay. And split map, I'm just double checking where they added the image. So load media, yep, and then here we go, while not quit. So what I want to do is probably once it's loaded the media, I want to create like a var do quit, which is a bool is equal to false, and then I want this event handler. Yeah. Okay, and then we need an event, so I need to figure out where this comes from. I think the actual approach that is used is different in the so I'm going to move this over. Let's have a look at some of the examples how they handle events. I'm not sure. There we go. Poll event kind quit event. So we want something like this. So it's probably, let's use the same semantics that are used here. So rather than quit, let's have run game. Okay, so just to use the same kind of semantics as what they did in the SDL2 examples. So let's use EVT and run game, and we can do the same thing. So while run game. Okay, so let's do this. While run game. So they have while not quit, and why is this space equal to again? I think I need to change that in my settings. Do that later. While this is true, and while so I'm probably going to have to use the same semantics because I think it's actually nicer. So while poll event right, so here we got the quit event. Run game is equal false, so this is how it quits. Otherwise, of course, then we do something else. So this should then do the create the image. it's not G hello world, it's GX out, G window, and we don't need this delay anymore. And only when this comes out we call close. Right, out of this while loop, so close. Right, so let's do this, free resources and close SDL. So in this example, we now have something which handles some kind of event. Otherwise, it just keeps running forever, and we apply the image. So let's give this a whirl and see what happens. Okay. Here. So nim I'll run x out nim. Okay, so I've got G hello world, line 33. Okay, well that's just an oversight. All right, quit. Ambiguous core SDL quit. So let's see, maybe I just did a bit more specific. All right, there we go. And there we have it. We have something that runs indefinitely, and we need to press X out of the window. All right, so that ends this particular segment. And let's have a go at seeing what we can do. Okay. Now that we've looked at this, we can probably have a look at the next tutorial. I think I need to restart my browser. So